All right, welcome everybody. Good to see everyone. We've got people tuning in from all over. If you haven't already told us where you're joining from, please type it in the chat box. We've got an incredible day packed for you today. Welcome Pennsylvania, welcome Victoria, Canada, welcome Birmingham, welcome Alberta, Scranton, Pennsylvania, Humble, Texas, Brisbane, Australia, New Zealand, Australia. Yeah, it's 1 in the morning in Australia. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Welcome Virginia, Georgia, Washington, Pensacola, New York, Alabama, New Jersey, Tennessee, San Diego, Texas, Mississippi, Arizona, Illinois, Las Vegas. Man, we have got a packed house today, and you know why. You've got an incredible opportunity today to hear from some of my absolute favorite people. And, for us, this has been a culmination of several years working together. I've gotten a chance to know this couple very well over the time that we've been together in the industry. And before, excuse me, before I even got a chance to know them, I actually got a chance to see them speak on stage. And I shared this story the other day when we did our very special announcement announcing Melanie Greenough as our new director of field operations, which is going to be a very important role. Welcome, Georgia. Welcome, New Zealand. Welcome, Australia. Lots of people popping on. But it's going to be a very important strategic role. And she is really the perfect person for this position for Bryte Lyfe because she's not only already been an immense help with all of the new stuff we're working on behind the scenes, but also we're developing funnels and autoresponders and systems for our brand new contact management system. We've also brought on an additional consultant that you guys are going to be meeting very soon, who that has been his passion for the last 5 years. So we've got some incredible additions to our team, and Melanie and Greg have been absolutely an incredible addition. They came and spoke in Vegas at our 1 year anniversary as a friend because I called in a friend card to have them come out to Vegas and see what we were doing, and they got a chance to speak. And I know we got tons of feedback from their training. So today, you're not only going to get a chance to hear from Melanie, you're also going to get a chance to hear from Greg, her husband and partner. They are absolutely incredible speakers and trainers. When I first saw them speak, the time that I'm referencing, they actually trained together. And like I said on the other night's call, I'm a very picky person when it comes to who I learn from, who I listen to, the training, and the impact that they have had on so many teams, not just their own team. And that's one of the things that I think is very uncommon in our industry is people that are just servant leaders that always try to help, that always try to give back, and they're always concerned with the field. In fact, when we brought Melanie in before everything was finalized, one of the most important things that they wanted to do was look at ways that they could help the field rank up faster, make money faster, figure out ways that we could accelerate our growth. And so she has already provided so much valuable content. She's helping us on a brand redesign for our websites and some of our other collateral material. She's already made some sizzle videos with AI. And of course, you're going to be hearing more about AI in Orlando when Louis Pinto comes in from Asia. And so their talks and messages in Orlando are going to dovetail perfectly together. She's going to be talking about social media, how to use social media the right way, how to make it social and not social, where you're turning people off. And so today's training is going to be an absolute treat. I'm ready. I've got 3 notepads laying here in front of me. I've got them right here so that way I can take notes as well. And so we are going to officially introduce Greg Greenough to actually talk a little bit about their partnership and about Melanie, because obviously he knows her better than anyone. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring on the man, the myth, the legend, the incredible Greg Greenough to talk about his lovely wife and what they are planning to do with us here at Bryte Lyfe. Welcome, Greg. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you guys. I know you're on the West Coast, so it's even earlier for you guys this morning, and we've already been talking this morning, so it's good to see you. You look fresh, bro.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. You're good for my ego. I'll keep you around.
Perfect.
Well, first of all, I want to hand it back to Wes, you guys. Do me a favor, down in the chat, drop some ones in the chat for Mr. Wes Melcher, the gentleman that has created such an incredible opportunity to help all of us make life fun again. I'm super excited about this partnership. I'm very excited about today. For those of you guys that don't know my wife, you're about to get to know her, right? And my wife has this way of, well, you'll see when she gets into her training today. Like Wes said, he's got three notepads there. If you've got your notepads and your pens ready to go, just hold on. Okay. You don't need to take any notes when I'm talking yet. You want to save all of that space for when Melanie gets up here. But I can say this, my wife has an incredible way of taking people and meeting them where they're at, almost like they're carrying like a duffel bag, and she helps them unpack some of that stuff out of the bag that they don't necessarily need to move on to the next level in their life and in their business. And she helps them put in the tools, the skill sets, and repack that bag with the stuff that's going to be useful to help them level up. And the first person I ever saw her do that with was with me. So quick story. I got introduced to network marketing 17 years ago. And I'll just say this, if I am going to brag on myself, the one thing I would brag on is that I had an above average desire. So I guess if you are taking notes, maybe this would be the first thing to write down is that in order to win in a big, big way in this industry, in this profession, and in this opportunity, what you need to have, the starting point, is an above average desire. I can promise you this. I worked in the oil patch in Western Canada. I had no skill set. I was terrible with people. The truth is, I didn't even like people. I found out later through some personal development the reason I didn't like other people was because I didn't like myself. So that was kind of the first thing I learned. But the truth is, I had no skill set, no business skills, no sales skills, no people skills. But I had an above average desire. So I just want to say, if that's you today, I know there's a lot of you guys that are getting started way ahead than where I got started 17 years ago. But maybe you're feeling like it's not going fast enough. Maybe you're feeling like you've talked to some people and it hasn't started to happen for you yet. I just want to say, hold on, because the reality is, if you have a desire and a willingness to learn, you can learn whatever you need to learn to win. As long as you're willing, I guess is the word I would use. If you're willing to go where you need to go, if you're willing to learn what you need to learn, if you're willing to invest in yourself, this is another thing that I would like you to take notes on. And this is for yourself, right? Like just an asterisk. And it's like, if you're willing to work on yourself and invest in yourself. See, everybody wants the promise, but very few people want to pay the price. People want the big house on the hill, the nice watch. They want their kids in the best schools. You know what I mean? Eating at the greatest restaurants, driving the nicest vehicles. Who doesn't want those things? To be able to contribute, give back, maybe build water wells in Africa, whatever your purpose is, right? We all want those things. But in order to achieve them, we cannot stay the same. And so what I've witnessed with Melanie is she kind of, I don't even know what the right word would be. For me, it was like I teleported to a whole nother level. So going back to what I was saying, 17 years ago, got started in this industry, above average desire, no skill set, but I was willing and I was coachable. And I met my wife in the business. My wife comes from a traditional business background, and she came and applied or taught me some things to apply into the business. I was just like, I don't even know, ignorance on fire, right? There's a saying in our industry, it's like ignorance on fire will always beat knowledge on ice. I had no knowledge, I had no ice, I just had ignorance on fire. But she came in and she taught me how to crawl, walk, then run, how to lead people, how to work on myself, how to, just how to effectively and efficiently build a business. Because here's the truth, this business is all about people. And when you learn how to work with people and through people, amazing things can happen. And so, like I was saying at the beginning of the call, my wife has a way of teaching people what it is that they need to learn and getting rid of the things that they don't need, helping them unlearn before they learn, if that makes sense to you. That's what she did for me. And you guys, the moment I met my wife, within 3 months, my business results over doubled. And so I just want you to, I wanted to kind of set the stage here for you guys because I know many of you here at Bryte Lyfe don't know Melanie yet, but I promise you, you're going to get to know her. But if you lean in, you get ready with with a pen, with some notepads, and not just, they always say note takers are money makers. And I don't know if that's true. I mean, first, that's step one. You got to take the notes. But I know a lot of people that take the notes at events like this and then they go sit them on their shelf in their office and they don't apply anything. People always say knowledge is power, and that's a lie. It's applied knowledge that creates power in your life. So sit up, pay attention, get ready, because I know that my wife is going to unpack some things for you and help you repack some tools and some skills that you can apply today, right? Fortune favors the bold. Not next week, not September 1st after the kids go back to school, right now. If you go and apply this right now, you're not going to change your entire life overnight, but you can change the direction and the course of your life by one decision. See, I believe that all of life comes down to a few key defining moments. And folks, friends, listen to me now. Hear me now, believe me later. This could be one of those moments for you. This could be one of those moments for you. So, without any further ado, I want to pass the call over to my beautiful wife, Melanie Greenough. I'm going to just jump out of the screen. She's going to jump in. We're visiting family now. We're not on the West Coast anymore. We've kind of moved inland. We're now in Alberta. It's been planes, trains, and automobiles for the last 3 weeks, but we are super, super excited to get to meet all of you in Orlando. And I know there's a lot of promotions running, a lot of things where you guys can earn tickets for free to that Orlando event. But I'm looking forward to shaking hands with you. I know Melanie's looking forward to getting to know you. And we're excited that we're not just growing our team here, but we get to come in and help grow the entire company. So, with that, may God bless you. Get prepared, get ready, because my wife is going to show you some things that you can apply now. All right. Be blessed.
Well, hello, everybody. I am so excited. We have a Saturday morning, and I have a couple quick questions for you. Are you ready to activate the leader within you? If you are, I want you to drop a 2 in the chat. If you are ready to activate the leader inside of you, I'm going to ask you a few quick questions as we get going. Of course, you guys know I told you the other night, the more energy you give me, the more you're going to get back. In life, energy is everything, and literally you will get what you give. And so I want to have participation during this call. And I asked you the other night, why did you choose Bryte Lyfe? What were you looking for? Specifically you. What were you looking for? This is going to lock into a piece of the training here in a minute, but what is it that drew you to say yes to get started? Now, some of you may be here and you are not enrolled yet. You've looked at a video, you've seen some information about Bryte Lyfe, but maybe you're not a member yet. If you are the first time here and you are not a member yet, I want you to drop a 3 in the chat. If you are a member but have not activated and become what we call our core rank, our leadership rank, which is a Lifer 300, I want you to put a 4 in the chat. If you are not yet a Lifer 300, drop a 4. Oh boy, here goes the numbers. If you are already a Lifer 300, I want you to put a 5 in the chat. Please, I want to see who we have on. And if you're above that rank, I want you to drop your rank in the chat. I know that was a lot, but I want to see who I'm talking to. Okay, so you guys understand that in business, everything is about focus. And when we are focused on, so for example, with Bryte Lyfe, we could be focused on discount travel, right? And that is a big mistake I believe a lot of people make. They're pitching discount travel. This is not discount travel. This is a vehicle to move people towards the freedom and life that they want to live. That is a very different scenario, a very different message than just discount travel. This is literally changing people's lives, giving them access to events, sporting events, travel events. This thing in Orlando that we're going to, you guys have access, and I'm going to show you here in a minute, you have access to $45,000 worth of training from the guest speakers coming in. And how much is the ticket? Somebody drop the cost of the ticket for Orlando in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen while we are doing this here. 1 second so that we can get to work. All right, let's go here. What is the cost of the ticket in Orlando? What is it? $99. So you get $45,000 worth of training for a $99 ticket. Somebody drop value or drop a V. Just make it easy. Drop a V in the chat if you think that that is value. Because I'm telling you, the training that you're going to get from these guest speakers, including myself, if you were going to come to one of my events, one of my uh, leadership retreats, it's a lot of money, right? So you guys are getting access. Wes is creating a situation where you're getting access to stuff you would never get access to. And that's what this is about. It's about elevating people's lives. It's about changing the way they live. It's about improving their circumstances. And it's about proximity. I see that we have Arlene on here. Shanda's on here. I think Darla's on here. Lisa's on here. These are business partners that have been in proximity to Greg and I for the last several years. I think Shanda, we're going on 8 years. Shanda, has your life changed since you gained access to us in our training? Lisa says blessed, right? So here's the thing. Now you're going to see in this training, you pass that on. You move forward. So much fun and more adventure. That is the point. Now, this event is the Legendary Leadership Activation event. My name is Melanie Greenough, and I am, of course, joining Bryte Lyfe's corporate team, also going to be in the field as a leader. I am here to grow the entire company, not just my team. I need you to hear that. I am here to grow the entire company, not just my team. We set it up so that I can work with everyone and actually help you guys activate your leadership. So here we go. Let's jump into the training. And you guys, if you're ready, drop an R in the chat if you are ready. And I'm going to wait for however many of you are on here. You are ready. All right, let's go. Now, for those of you that stay till the end, the total value of the Orlando event, I already said, $45,000 for the training alone. The event tickets give us access for a fraction of the cost. Personal development is priceless. If you want to change your life, you have to change first. I know I'm going to pick on Shanda just for a minute, and she can agree in the chat or say I'm lying, but I'll tell you, when I met Shanda, she was terrible. Just so you guys know, I'm not sure. I haven't seen the leaderboard today, but she's been in the top 3, number 1, number 2, or number 3 of the Orlando competition for the free trip to, the Bahamas. The free trip to the Bahamas. She's been on the top 3 of that. When she started in network marketing with us, she was terrible. Were you terrible, Shanda? She couldn't recruit. Her life was a mess. She was at war with everyone. She has debt she couldn't pay off. And she decided to give us a year of her life. I said, Shanda, just give me a year. Give me a year, go through the personal development. She ended up paying off over $1 million in debt, including her mortgages. She literally changed everything in her life for the better. She's now traveled the world, literally traveled the world with us. She's built teams across the globe. You guys understand that it was a journey, and you are on a journey also. Personal development is the number one thing that you can do. By the way, you guys, our teams have paid off over $60 million in debt. I'm going to start doing some of that with you guys too. But let me ask you this question. How committed are you to your personal development? Shanda, how many events have you attended? Drop it in the chat. How many events have you attended? You guys understand me and Greg have personally invested over $250,000 in our personal development. That's $250,000 in our personal development. And I'm talking when I didn't have the money. My first event where I met Greg, I didn't have the money to get there. I literally had to borrow money. I had to sleep in, a hotel room with other people. I drove 14 hours to get there. I did not have the money. I literally didn't have it. I had to come up with it, right? And so you guys understand, look at Shanda says she's been to 50 events. Do you have any idea how much you've spent on personal development, Shanda? Now you guys understand that this isn't just about you building Bryte Lyfe. This is about you building you. Do you know the best investment you could ever make is you? But I will tell you, proximity matters. Unless you get around people that can change your perception, change your belief, change your mindset, you will stay where you have always been, because birds of a feather flock together. If you take the 5 people that you hang out with and you divide their income, most likely that's how much you make. That's just how it works. So if you want to raise your vibration, you want to raise your expectation, you want to raise your results, you want to move forward, proximity is the fastest, fastest way to get that done. So, how many of you are already registered for Orlando? If you are, I want you to drop a 10 in the chat and we'll say for 10K. If you are already registered, drop a 10 in the chat. If you have been on the fence about going to Orlando, whether it's worth the investment, can you take the time off, all the reasons that come up when you start to think about going to an event, well, then you have to ask yourself, how committed are you actually to your personal development? I understand it's difficult. I understand all those things. I understand there's kids and work and all the things to manage. But the reality is proximity is your fast track to success, and someone is going to win today. So if you stay to the end, you have a chance to win your trip to Orlando, and we're going to dive into what you can do right now to change your situation. Now, I want you guys to know, first off, we opted out. Greg and I opted out. We decided that adulting, the way that other people were doing it, was a scam. We decided that we didn't want to live like that. You know, the whole go to work, so you can go to work, do the same thing every single day. The alarm clock goes off in the morning, want. You go to work that you don't like with people you don't particularly love. You do that for 5 or 6 days a week. Then you come home, then you feed the kids, you make dinner, you clean the house, you drop into bed, you get up in the morning, want. You do it all over again. If you're lucky, your leash is long enough to get a small vacation once a year, or maybe go camping on the weekend. If this sounds familiar to you guys, if you know people who live like this, sorry guys, 1 second. If you know people who live like this, I want you to drop a 10 in the chat again. Okay, so you guys know people who live like this. Okay, well, we did too. We were them. Like, it was a person sitting in my seat. That's how it was for us. Greg was in the oil patch. I own 2 traditional businesses. It was a disaster. So we left the system. We decided to rewrite the rules, and we built a life of limitless freedom. And we are here to pass. Now, understand that this is not free. Freedom is not free. I just want to say that up front. If you guys already know that, you're in the right place. But this right here, this is not just a Zoom. This is a moment of activation. I went from a broke, homeless, single mom to building 2 traditional businesses. My mom was my business partner in one of them, 2 of them actually, 44 employees. I was burnt right out, $65,000 a month in overhead before I made a dime. I was a slave to the system. I built businesses thinking I was going to get freedom. Guess what I found? A noose around my neck. And then other people, what? They go to work as employees. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I realized that if I could create success, because my business was successful, but I didn't have freedom, it was still a trap. It was still a trap. We call that golden handcuffs. Greg being in the oil patch, making a high 6-figure income, that was golden handcuffs. Where was he going to go to replace that kind of money? Even though he hated his job, on call 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, missing everything with his daughter, right? Like it was not good. And that's golden handcuffs. Now, so we decided we were going to opt out, which means no ceilings, no rules, and no fake freedom. A lot of people think that when they get the house, they get the car, this is what's going to build their success. The truth is, those things, they're actually traps. Here's why. How many of you were taught to go to school, get a good education, and get a good job? Then once you get the good job, you got to do what? You got to buy a car. How do you buy the car? Somebody drop in the chat, how do you buy the car? And then you got to buy a house. Well, how do you buy the house? What do you use? You save up? You're going to save up to buy a house? No, you use credit. What's credit? Somebody drop the word that I'm looking for. There it is, debt. We are taught to go into debt. And then you're supposed to work 45 years to pay off that debt so that you can get back to zero and retire on 40% less of what you couldn't live on in the first place. Does this sound crazy to anybody but me? Does this crazy? It's crazy. It's absolutely hella crazy. Okay, so I'm going to show you how building a life by design and a digital residual income can change everything for you. Absolutely everything. We've been in 11 countries this year alone. No boss, no alarm clock. Well, he's my boss, right? No alarm clock, no limits. But we didn't get lucky. We got intentional. You heard Greg say he took the desire that was inside of him, and instead of ignoring it and stuffing it down, which is what most people do, what we did was we fanned it into a flame. If you read Think and Grow Rich, it literally says you have to fan your red hot desire, or fan your desire into a red hot flame. You have to do that. So let's get intentional with our lives. If you're ready to get intentional, drop an I in the chat, because let me tell you, this training can change everything for you. So the 4-pillar freedom framework, this is literally exactly what we did. I'm not sharing with you something that I think will work. This is literally what we did and what we're doing now. That's the other thing about being a leader. Leaders don't do it and then stop doing it. They keep doing it. Are there seasons in life? For sure. Is there ebbs and flows? Absolutely. You're going to have times where your business explodes and times where it feels like it's in a pullback. That is normal. That is the laws of the universe. Everything goes in seasons. But this 4-pillar framework is something you can come back to every single time. And your job is to learn, do, and then teach. Some people learn it, but they never do it. Some people learn it and do it, but they never teach it. A true leader, if you want to activate that leader within, you're going to learn it, you're going to do it, and you're going to teach it. The number one thing we have to do is stop trading time for money. Now, I don't mean tomorrow quit your job. What I mean is you need to part-time start working on your dream while you work full-time at whatever you're earning your money at. And on the left side, you can see there employees and self-employed people. Those are 95% of the population, E and S, 95. If you fit into one of those, you're employed or you're self-employed, I want you to put a 95 in the chat. If you are employed or self-employed, that means if you are a contractor, if you're a consultant, if you have a small business, a service business, and or you work for somebody else, you are 95% of the population. Here is the news that changed my life. 95% of the population controls 5% of the money. 95% of the population controls 5% of the money. Business owners and investors are on the right side. That's 5% of the people. So business owners have 500 people. They don't have to be employees. It could be a team like here, right? If you have 500 people, somebody give me the rank 500 people inside of Bryte Lyfe's compensation plan. What is that? What is that rank? You guys got to know this. 15K a month. It's influencer 15K. Shanda's been in the business less than 3 weeks. She knows exactly the comp plan. You know why? Because I trained her to focus on the results. Focus on the results. Business owners and investors. Now, of course, everybody wants their money to make them money, right? Do you want your money to make you money? Of course you do. But to get there, to get to the place of having your money make you money, you got to have money to make the money. So we have to build a business system and become a 5%er. As a business owner or an investor, 5% of the population does that. They control 95% of the money. Let me ask you a question. We're going to call employee and self-employed the wrong side of money, because you will never have freedom or leverage on that side. On the right side, we have business owners and investors. That's the right side of money. If you had been given the choice in school, because you all went to school, right? If you'd been given the choice in school to choose the left side of money, the wrong side of money, or the right side of money, which one would you have chose? Put a left for the wrong side and an R for the right side. If you would have chosen the right side of money. Let me ask you this question. Why were you not taught that? Why? This is a very serious question. This is what changed my life. I was sitting in my master bedroom. It was like 11 at night reading the book, The Cash Flow Quadrant. And it got to this diagram and explained that I had been sold a lie. I had been told that if I became self-employed or worked good as a good little employee, that I could actually live a good life. And when I read in the book that I would forever be a rat on a wheel tied to the thing that was you're supposed to be paying me and giving me freedom, I was angry. You guys understand? I built 2 businesses thinking that those businesses would one day set me free. But guess what? They lied to me. And I don't know about you. How many of you like being lied to by the system, by your teachers, by the whole thing? Right? I didn't like it. So then I read, okay, wait a second. I can move to the right side of money. I can become a business owner. Sign me up. Literally, sign me up. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have any time. That's for darn sure. I was pastoring a church. I had 3 foster kids under the age of 7, 2 businesses, 2 dogs, and I was a single mom. What are we doing? I had no time. If you guys don't have time and that's the reason you haven't been building it, I just want you to know that's the reason you should be building it. And it's hard in the beginning. I had to carve out time. I had to make time. I had to stop watching TV, turn off the I call it the electronic income reducer. I turned it off. I stopped going and volunteering at my church 3 days a week. I stopped doing a lot of things. I actually retired as a pastor because I knew that the only person in my family that could interrupt the pattern of just over broke was me. I was it. I was the one. So I had to make a decision, a committed decision that no matter what it took, no matter how hard it was, I was going to get on the right side of money. 17 years later, I can tell you I am not there yet. But man, my life has been significantly different. I got to see all of my daughter's stuff. We traveled the world with our kids. I met my husband in this industry. I've spoken on stages globally. I literally am like the queen of breakthroughs. That's what I help you do. I help you get breakthrough, but you have to be willing and you have to be committed, not to Bryte Lyfe, not to me or being mentored by anyone in this company, but this right here. You have to be committed to getting to the right side of money. So if you are ready to say, Melanie, I hear you. I want that. I want freedom. I want true freedom. I want to move to the right side of money. I want you guys to drop something in the chat. I don't know, an F for freedom. If you are ready to actually commit to your freedom and stay focused and not get distracted by the shiny things and the people promising. My favorite one right now is live work balance. Live life balance, whatever it's called. Life balance. Yeah, I have life balance. I take care of myself, but guess what? I work. Wes told you half the time Wes and I are texting at 6 a.m. Why? Because I'm up and I'm excited about this project. I'm excited. So you have to get a vision that pulls you out of bed. This isn't all God, I have to go recruit 2 people. I need to go show the video. You're going to go change 2 lives. This isn't just a thing. This is a movement. You guys, so how do you stop trading time for money? We have to realize that leverage versus labor. When you're on the right side of money, you have leverage. That's the compensation plan. And you can get your subscription for free. You guys, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity right now to go recruit 2 people. I don't care if it takes you 6 months. This is why I'm up at 12:45. You might not sleep after this, Haley. Sorry. Love you. Okay. So you have the opportunity to go find 2 people that also want freedom. They want to move from the left side to the right side. They're like, sign me up, I'm in. And now your subscription's free. What does that mean? You get a free 5-star vacation at the end of the year. Free. Hello, what's your favorite price? Mine's free. A free 5-star vacation. That's awesome. You get free discounts on sporting events and all the things that Bryte Lyfe offers. That's awesome. What's the most important thing you get? What's the most important thing you get from this? Somebody drop what is the most important thing in the chat that you get from Bryte Lyfe. Personal development to get to your freedom. Lisa just said it, to get my life back. Personal development to get to your freedom. I promise you, your freedom is right there, but you have to commit to personal development. Yes, Bryte Lyfe's an amazing program, but what are you going to do to change the way you think, to change the way you speak, to change the way you walk, to change the way you act, to change the things that you do on the daily to get you from the left to the right side? Does this make sense to anybody? Who's with me? If you guys are with me, I love it. All right. So are you ready? What if it takes everything you got and a little bit more? What if you have to learn how to recruit? What if you have to learn how to prospect people in person? What if you have to learn social media? What if you have to learn to become diligent with your time? What if you have to learn to activate new people, develop leadership? What if you have to do all of those things? Are you actually ready? This exact model is what we use, 2x2 referral. You know, here's the thing about Bryte Lyfe that's so brilliant. One on your left, one on your right. You drive momentum. There's no other qualifications. You don't have to have 14 silvers and a superstar commander on this side and a JoJo on this side and a JJ on that side. No, you have one on the left, one on the right. You drive momentum. We're going to help you drive the momentum. I love, George, that you're all in. I love it. Okay, so it's a 2x2 binary. And we have a system, plug and play. You guys, this system's just going to get better. And don't cry, Kesnell. This system is just going to get better and better. Guys, we're developing sizzle videos, funnels you can use, but that doesn't mean you wait for those things. It means that you need a team so when those things come, you can use it to drive momentum through your team. Okay? Now, what is your job? What is your job? Introduce customers to the company and attend events. That's your job. So you introduce customers and business partners to Bryte Lyfe, and then you get your butt to the events. Because where do lives change? Somebody drop in the chat, where do lives actually change? Somebody say it. Where do you become a professional? At the events. Den said it was the first one. Let's go. Okay, so you guys understand your job. Introduce customers and business partners to Bryte Lyfe, and then get your butt in the seat at the events. Because let me tell you, Greg and I, we're going to bring the fire at that event in Orlando, and then the one in Bahamas. But I'm telling you, Orlando is going to be the game changer, because you don't want to just be at Bahamas. You want to be at Bahamas with 10 people on your team. How are you going to do that? By getting to Orlando. All right. So this is where we have to decide, right? We have to decide that we're going to do. Remember I said learn, and then we got to do what? Do, and then we teach. What's keeping most people stuck? They're waiting for the right time. They're waiting to be ready. They're waiting till they know what they're supposed to say. They're waiting till, the sun is perfect and the temperature is right, and, everything lines up and angels sing from heaven and tell them that they have permission to go get free. They're waiting for permission from their peers. They're waiting for permission from their spouse. I'll tell you right now, the thing that drives my husband the most crazy about me is that I will do it regardless. Now, why do I say it drives him the most crazy? Because if I feel that I am being called to do something, if I feel that I want to win at something, I'm not going to let anyone's opinions affect my results. Not his, not my mom's, not my dad's, not my brother's, not my friends, not my business partners, nada. And I've always been that way. You know why I was that way? Because when I was a child in school, I looked around at how everyone was always worried about what everyone else thought. And because everyone else was thinking about everyone else, no one was thinking about their results. Therefore, they were not getting results. If you're focused on everyone, there's a good book that says you cannot please God and man at the same time. I made a committed decision that my job, God gave me life. My gift back to God was what I was going to do with it. His gift to me, life. My gift back, what I'm going to do with it. But if I listen to everyone else, guess what? I'm going to stay in the same little pocket, in the same little place, doing the same things day after day after day after day after day after day after day, crabs in a bucket. So you don't need permission. And if you do, I'm giving it to you today. Yeah, there you go. You have it. Now, as far as being ready, you're never going to be ready. There's never a perfect time. You're never going to be ready. You got to go get messy. Shanda learned the hard way. She did it the wrong way. She did it so wrong. I'm like, oh my God, did you really say that? She's like, what? I'm like, okay, try this. That's the point of mentorship and leadership. And now she's so good at what she does, she's on the leaderboard, you guys. Okay. So the other thing that people do is they rely on one stream of income. Never going to work. Literally never going to work. If you have one stream of income, what happens when that stream of income goes away? Yep. Well, guess what's happening with AI right now? People who do not stay up on AI, they're going to get left behind. That's just the fact of the matter. So why do you need to be in Orlando? To get trained on AI, even if it's the basics. Even if it's the basics. You might hear one thing changes your life. I use AI every single day. You heard Wes say, I've built a new brand with it, videos with it. You guys, I have a 7-figure coaching company. I've literally built so much stuff with AI. You have no idea, but you need to learn, right? I love it, Lisa. Yeah, I love it. If you have one stream of income and it goes away, you're in trouble. Now, the other thing that people do that's keeping them stuck, they're surrounded with small thinkers. We already talked about this. If you surround yourself with the same people day in and day out, nothing's going to change. Proximity matters. Access matters. Getting around people that think different, walk different, talk. How many of you know that Denson thinks a little bit differently after being a professional in this industry? Or how about Wes, who's been in the travel business for 30 years, running a company now? Do you think that they think differently than you do? Probably, right? Well, how are you going to get in their energy and learn what they know if you don't show up? I can't stress this enough. You guys understand? I'm going to lean on you so hard to get your butt to Orlando. Sell your TV. You won't need it. Sell your, I don't know, whatever else you waste your time with. Sell it. Get rid of it. What do you need it for? What do you need a TV for? Somebody tell me what you need a TV for. Is it going to make you rich? Is it going to move you from the wrong side of money to the right side of money? That is programming. Do you guys understand? The TV is programming. They're programming you to be what? 95 percenters. You want to get programmed to be a 5 percenter? Get away from the people that are happy being 95 percenters and get into a what? Situation where you're being expanded. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. I'm going to spend the next year, if you will give it to me, if you will give me the next year, I'm going to spend the next year of my life teaching you how to reprogram your mind so that you can win at a level that you never even thought possible. Freedom requires bold decision and decisive action. Write that down. Freedom requires a bold decision and decisive action. So if you've been sitting back saying, I don't have the money to go to Orlando or I can't get there, drive. Share a hotel room with 15 people. Sleep in the bathtub. I don't care what you do. Get your butt there. Why? Because we are going to change your life through proximity. I love it. You think that's funny? It's true though. Listen, you guys. All right. How to plug in. This is so good. How to plug into what? Purpose-driven income. See, if you're chasing money, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. Chasing money doesn't work. When you chase money, money runs from you. What do you need to do? Those of you that have been around me for any period of time, what do I say about money? Money comes when what? Call. Money comes when, hey, Grace, money comes when I call. So are you chasing money? No, we got to shift that. We're going to call money and money's going to come to us. This isn't just another side hustle. This is a movement. How does money come when you call? Because you create a movement. You share a vision. You allow people into Bryte Lyfe, which is lifestyle first, people-centered, freedom-driven. We travel, we build, we learn, and we earn together. We are on a mission to help people have elevated experiences and explore the world. We want to empower them with a compensation plan that changes lives. Do you think that the average person, if it took them 2 years, 3 years, 5 years to get to $15,000 a month, do you think that that would change their life? Yes or no? Would $15,000 change the average person's life? Of course it would, drastically. That's 65,000 a year. I don't know, maybe it's more. I don't even know. Greg will tell me. It's a lot of money. So what do we need to do? We have to share the vision. I'm not selling discount travel. I'm selling a movement that's going to put people in position to live the best life they've ever lived while making the most amount of money they've ever made. Right? Like, let's go. Okay, why does this matter? Most people are living lives of quiet desperation. We don't just help people make money, we help them reclaim their lives. Remember, purpose-driven profits. The work that you do, if you lock in with Bryte Lyfe, if you get to Orlando, if you get to the events, if you actually show up on the calls, if you do the things you need to do, you're not just going to change people's financial situation, you're going to change their lives. If your life has been changed by proximity to leaders in this industry, I want you to drop a 20 in the chat. If your life has been changed by access and proximity, personal development, drop a 20. Because here's the thing, that's what we're actually doing. Now, you may not be the person that can change their lives yet. That's okay. Plug them into the people that can. Trust me. We're here to change lives. You bring the people, we'll do the changing. We'll do the training. We'll do the personal development. We'll do the breakthrough. We'll teach them how to build the business. We'll teach them how to get to the events. We'll do all that stuff. Your job is to connect people to us. That's the job. Okay? 7 types of freedom. I'm going to touch on this quickly because I was on a call with a guy that we're working on funnels together. And we had this idea about the 7 types of freedom. And I wanted to run it by you guys to see what you think. There are many reasons why people would get started in Bryte Lyfe. They might want time freedom, location freedom. They might want financial freedom, emotional freedom, relational freedom, creative freedom, or they might want legacy freedom. Time freedom, self-explanatory. Do what you want, when you want, where you want. Location freedom, wherever you want. Financial freedom, more money than you know what to do with, or enough to live the way you want to live without having to clock in, clock out, and get told what to do. Emotional freedom, that means that you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. You're not doing it because you're told to or have to, but because you want to. Relational freedom, that means that you can work with whoever you want to work with, travel with whoever you want to travel with, and live with whoever you want to live with. Creative freedom, you get to apply your energy to create a movement, right? To make plan trips, to have team events, to have Bryte Lyfe nights. Or legacy freedom. And that's what I'm after. Is I want all those things, but legacy freedom for me, that's the answer. I want my kids to know that what I did mattered and I did it for them. I did what I did for my daughters, and trust me, it worked. I know there's people on here that have also done that. That's what I want to know, Donna. That's the next question. What is your freedom that you're working on right now? The answer doesn't have to be legacy freedom. Which one do you need right now? That you're like, I would go to war for that kind of freedom. Drop it in the chat. Sherbert says legacy. Tammy says financial. George, legacy. Lisa, financial, right? Creative freedom, legacy, financial. So you guys, it's never necessarily about what you think it's about. Like I see location freedom, financial freedom. For me, I already have location freedom. This isn't about location freedom for me. This is about the next level freedom for me. But everyone starts somewhere. So when you're talking to people, don't think that you know what's going to move them or drive them. You don't know. But when you're sharing with people, you don't want to talk about discount travel. You want to talk about 7 types of freedom. There's freedom that they need: time freedom, financial freedom, location freedom, emotional freedom, creative freedom, legacy freedom. That's what we're doing here. Maricela wants time freedom, legacy, and financial freedom. So you guys understand that we have to create the picture for them. We're almost done, you guys, so stay with me. Leadership Activation Challenge. This is where it comes in. I decided when I partnered with Bryte Lyfe that I wanted to help Wes create a movement of people that are changing lives, right? We talked about it: financial freedom, time freedom, legacy freedom, all those things. And we're going to activate our next 100 leaders. Now, to be a leader, in my mind, of course, we think, leader might be 15K a month. That's not true. That is not true. Yes, we give them accolades, right? At 15K a month, that's a big deal. 7,500 a month, that's a big deal. Those are big leadership roles. But the most important thing about leadership is the foundation of leadership. And the foundation of leadership in Bryte Lyfe, what do you guys think it is? What do you think it is? What do you think the core rank foundational freedom in Bryte Lyfe is? Because you're not too late, you're right on time. And you don't need credentials, just conviction. I love that. Marcus said too, building others. Here's what I'm going to show you guys. And this is your moment to lead, but you have to commit to this. In my mind, to become a leader, a first leadership rank would be Lifer 300 because it's 5 and 5. It doesn't take any team building skill set to get 1 and 1, to become free life. That's 1 and 1, right? That's, you could do that. You can do that with the help of your leader. We're going to have, talks about that in the coming weeks, how you can plug into the system, get it working for you. But when you get, RJ said it, duplication, and creating other leaders. That's what actually gives you leveraged income and freedom. You can recruit all day. If you recruit all 10 people, that's awesome. Go do it. I do it. You do it, right? That's what we did. But the reality is when you get those people moving their feet and recruiting their 5 and 5, and they become a Lifer 300, now you've got some core rank duplication. To become a leader, you have to learn how to do it. Then you have to do what? Teach it. So you learn, do, teach. So core rank, Lifer 300. That's why I asked you at the beginning, how many of you are Lifer 300? If you have not hit that rank, that is your first goal. Of course, 1-in-1 to get, free life. That should be a given. Unless you want to keep paying for it and you're just a customer, that's fine. But I don't believe that's what you want because you're on this training. So Life for 300 requires 5 and 5. What does that mean? You get 1-in-1 and you help them do what? 1-in-1, 1-in-1. And then you help them 1-in-1, 1-in-1. And you will be well on your way to Life for 800. We are looking to activate our next 100 Life for 300s. We want 100 new core ranks, right? So that means you have to commit to what? How many of you want to know what you got to do to get duplication? All right, here it is. What to do next? You got to get 10 people watching the video ASAP. You should have, if you want to go full time and you want the 15K a month, you need 10 people a day watching the video. And that means you're going to have to learn to do what? Recruit, prospect, social media, tap root down through your system. But if you want to be part-time and at least get to Life for 300 for that core rank, you could do 10 people watching the video a week. It'll go a little slower, obviously. If you show 10, you should get 3. If you show 10, you should get 3. If you guys are ready to go Life for 300 and you're willing to commit to becoming one of our 100 core ranks, which we're going to have a special party for, let me tell you, we've got to figure out when that's going to be. I want you to drop 300 in the chat if you are willing. If you hear the sound of my voice and something inside of you is rising up saying, I want that. I want freedom. I want time freedom, creative freedom, all the things. Okay, so there's lots of you on here. You want that. Awesome. You need to register for the event in Orlando. So August 9th and 10th, drive there, fly there, walk there, boat there. I don't know, skidoo there. Do whatever you need to do to get there. Get to the event with bells on. We're going to be training. Greg's going to be doing a phenomenal business building training. I'm doing training. We're going to be doing some social media stuff, how to do your testimony, how to become a good speaker. You're going to have AI training, real estate training, all this crazy stuff. And Greg and I are committed to being at every event. So meaning we're going to be at the golf. We're going to be at the Give Life. So if you want some personal time with us, we're going to be there for you. And then we're also going to the Universal Studios. I don't even like Universal Studios and I'm going there for you guys. Greg likes it. But I'm not an amusement park person. I want to talk about business, right? So you guys understand that you guys need to get to Orlando so that we can get proximity to you to get you on your way. Now, you need to start to build now. Do not wait. Plug in, invite to, cancel your bill with free life. What does that mean? You're going to get free life, which means you have no more monthly. So if you don't have your 2 yet, right? If you don't have your 2 yet, one on the left, one on the right. That's your first goal. If you have your 2, we want to do what? 5 and 5, 5 and 5. And the goal, you guys, isn't just to get to Orlando. You need to get 3 people to Orlando. You need to get people to Orlando, not just you. Drag them. Okay? Message your upline or team right after this call and say, I want Life for 300. I want what that crazy lady was talking about. I want to be a part of the next 100 ranks. I want to be in on this deal and I am ready. Let's go. Okay? So that's your job. You weren't born to play small. This is a moment that changes everything if you decide. For real. Which freedom are you claiming first? I want you guys to really think about this. Which freedom are you claiming first? And don't be wishy-washy, mealy mouth, lukewarm. There's a good book that says if you're lukewarm, you're going to get spit out. Don't be lukewarm. You need to be fire red hot. Which freedom are you claiming first? Okay. If you are one of the next 100 leaders, we already talked about getting to Orlando and getting to work. Here is your actual homework if you want to learn to lead. Show up live and learn the presentation. You need to be on the weekly Zooms, not just Saturday. You need to be on. Why? Because you need to learn how to present. I'm going to start doing a weekly Zoom here right away, you guys. And you are going to be blown away by what you can learn if you hear and listen to the tone, the momentum, the language that I'm using. Register for destination events and attend. Be on the new customer orientation. Learn how to do it. Denson is doing the new customer orientation on Saturdays. Do you know how to do it? Not that you have to know how to do it, but do you know how to do it? Because leaders know how to do things, right? Become a student and learn to gather customers and partners. So to register for the event, go to brytelyfe.com or in your app, secure your spot. I'm going to tell you guys this. Anybody who registers for Orlando today, I'm doing a very special exclusive leadership launch activation call with you in person. I mean, not in person, on Zoom. We're going to do a leadership activation to get you specifically moving towards your 100K. So yes, we're going to focus on, the 300, becoming a life worth 300, but I'm going to give you an actual plan personally so that you can activate your leadership. And I tell you guys, one of my gifts is being able to activate whatever is stuck inside of people. So if you register by midnight tonight, you are going to be on that call. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, I just want you guys to know, if you were going, and Shanda and Grace already know this, but if you were going to be on a call like that with me in my coaching company, you're probably going to spend somewhere around $1,500. That's probably the average, maybe 3,000, depending on what the event is. But you guys understand that personal mentorship that's going to happen on that call, absolutely priceless. So if you are going to get to Orlando, you guys, now's the time. Now, time for the draw. Do we have Wes on the call? Wes, are you back?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Because
I've been here. I'm taking notes.
I know. I'm just like, okay, you guys are gonna learn. For me, my husband keeps all the details, like the event and the stuff and the thing and the da, and then I just talk, and that's what I'm good at. So I just want to take a minute, Wes, and say thank you, obviously, for inviting me to the team, for giving me a place to use my skill set, for allowing me to even be on this call today, because I see these precious souls in front of us that are, looking for freedom. They're looking for the design, the thing that they need to do to release their purpose into the world. And I think y'all figured out you're in the right place at the right time. Are you? If you did, drop a 1 in the chat. If you know that you're at the right place at the right time, probably for the first time ever, drop a 1 in the chat. And I want you guys to know it's because of this man sitting right here. Wes is literally birthing a company that is built for your freedom. It is built for your time freedom, your financial freedom, adventure. It's community. It's all the things. Community is the new currency, period. The last couple years has destroyed the way people do life, and we have to actively put that back together. We have to actively create a community where people can come and be a part of a culture and know that they are welcome and they're worthy and all of the things. And it's because of Wes sitting right in front of you. So Wes, I'm just so grateful to be a part of what you're doing, and it is time for the draw and any other announcements that you have.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You are absolutely incredible. I'm so excited to be working with you and Greg. You've all, like I said, and everybody won't understand this now, but you've already provided so much value and so much valuable input. I mean, it's been, and we're already attracting caliber of leaders like you guys. I think it's a testament to what we've been building now for really 2 years, because it was almost a year of planning and strategizing and building tech before we even pre-launched. And to be able to attract leaders like you and some of the leaders from your organization who've earned millions of dollars in the industry, and have them put their stamp of approval on it, I think is such a important sign. I know Denson and some of his leaders are talking to people in the industry, and we are making a name for ourselves. In fact, I was on a call yesterday with another company owner. He and I were talking about possibly some joint ventures with some of their products for wellness and some other things down the road that we might be able to integrate into Well Life. And he said that the company that he has been asked about the most from his reps, but also his internal corporate team, who this is a company that's been in business for 15 years, is Bryte Lyfe. He said, man, he goes, whatever y'all are doing, he's like, y'all are making noise everywhere. He's like, I hadn't heard about, I mean, I knew about it because of you, but my team had not been asking me about it. But now everybody, we are the buzz. Every time I've looked at our momentum rankings on Business for Home, we're climbing every time. And in fact, we're already in the top couple hundred of all of the MLMs in the world, direct sales companies and momentum ranks. But what's interesting is that most of the companies on the momentum ranks are red arrows. I'm seeing red, 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 because so many people are struggling right now. And we've grown every single month since we've been in business. And I think attracting you guys and having you guys come as guest speakers and just as guests to Vegas, and then see, what we're building and what we're doing and what we're creating, and then partnering with us is just, it's a huge blessing. I think it's a God thing. I mean, we have been so blessed already in the 2 years that we've been putting this company together to be where we are as a company and to have the leadership and to have the people. But now there's going to be people with these types of skill sets. And you just saw how incredible Melanie is. They're going to be wanting to be coming in just as reps. I mean, they're going to be wanting this opportunity. They're going to be walking away from checks, okay, which has already happened. They're going to be walking away from checks, walking away from other companies because they're not in alignment with where they want to go. And they know that this is going to be a legacy company. So I think we're in an incredible place right now. I'm grateful that you guys saw it and have seen the vision and are helping cast the new vision of Bryte Lyfe. And so I have some corporate announcements. We're going to do our giveaway. And so thank you so much, Melanie and Greg, for all of your work and commitment that you've put in. We appreciate you greatly, more than you'll ever know. So what I'm going to do now is I've got some very important corporate announcements that I need your help with. We are winding down our beta launch of Bryte Lyfe 2.0. And we have had obviously the merchant account issues, which I've talked about. I posted in the groups. I've talked about it on the corporate calls, which is one of the other really important reasons why you need to get your people onto the corporate calls. We recorded last week's corporate call. If you did not watch it or listen to it or you weren't on it, I would encourage you to go back and watch this. Watch it. This was recorded. It will be published today immediately so you can get this to your teams, all of you international team members. I'm so grateful that you guys got on here. I know it's the middle of the night, but you wanted to be on for the drawing. You wanted to be on to support Melanie, our new director of field operations. And so we appreciate it, but you can get this out. It will be on the YouTube channel immediately. So you've got this to watch. You've got obviously last Sunday's corporate call to watch, but we are winding down beta, but we have a new beta addition to our app, which is very important for you guys to know about. And that is going to be going live, and that is our resort weeks. Now, what I want to tell you about the resort weeks is this is an exclusive partnership with a company that retails this timeshare inventory. So we have an incredible opportunity to use the resort weeks to build our business. Now, the resort weeks platform is structured in a way that the less notice you give, the better the prices get. So if you want to go farther out, you want to go even beyond a year. They shared with me this week that they even have some VIP weeks that are beyond a year. And so those rates are more expensive because the timeshare owners have more time to opt out of their resort weeks, okay? But the resort weeks is live, but it is also in beta. So I want you guys to go check it out. I want you guys to go search on it. I want you guys to use it. And if you see anything that doesn't match up, that's not making sense, or that is confusing, anything that we can do to help make this product release better for all of us, please make a screenshot, do a support request. And remember, if you're ever doing a support request, never do a support request unless you're including a screenshot, okay? Because we don't know if you're on the app. We don't know if you're on the web. We don't know what device you're using. We don't know what browser you're using. A lot of that can be determined by our tech team when they see your screenshot, okay? Most of our support requests are resolved within 24 hours. The only ones that go beyond 24 hours are the ones where you don't give us any information. You don't tell us exactly what's happening. It's like, I can't book a hotel. What does that mean? What are you saying? Where you can't find it? You're not seeing the specific hotel you're looking. I mean, this is the type of support requests that take multiple conversations back and forth. So when you make a support request, always attach a screenshot of whatever it is that you're seeing. If it's good, if it's bad, whatever, always attach a screenshot so we know what device you're on, we know what's going on. We cannot know that information unless you give it to us. So always tell us that information if you can. I'm on app, I'm on web. Always try things on both. That's one of our first customer service things because sometimes it's cellular coverage. Sometimes it's Wi-Fi coverage. Sometimes it has nothing to do with anything with Bryte Lyfe. It's just your device. It's your phone. It's your carrier. And so my first advice to you, if you ever have any issues, is always switch from app to web. Now, this Resort Weeks menu button is only in the app right now, okay? So if you go to your menu button, you're gonna see Resort Weeks beta. So it's in testing right now. So we just released it. All of our testing was showing everything working fine, all of the bookings. And here's the good news. There are rooms in Orlando while we're there for 7 nights, okay? 7 nights for $399. Okay, so you can go for 7 nights. So you could go before the event and stay after the event. You could go before the event and then check out right after. You could go right at the event and then stay longer. You can get a last minute summer vacation. And here's what I'm encouraging you to do. A lot of the ones that I saw one yesterday that was 3 bedrooms in Orlando. It was the third. Hold on, I'll tell you. I screenshotted it. It's August. My glasses over here, of course. August 9th through the 16th, okay? August 9th through the 16th, Legacy Vacation Club, Orlando Spa Village, okay? This one is a 2 bedroom. It sleeps 8 people, and it's August 9th through the 16th, and it has a partial kitchen, okay? Then I saw one that was a studio at Legacy Vacation Village, August 8th through the 15th, okay? And it sleeps 6, and it has a pull-out couch, I believe, and 2 beds, a partial kitchen, but you can sleep 6 people for $399, both of these. And there were more, okay? So I'm encouraging you to make plans with your team, bunk up, find some people to go with you to Orlando, and use these $399 villas, 2 bedrooms, or studios with couches and kitchens, and go as a group. If you want to save money and do it on a budget, you can drive. A lot of you guys are in Memphis or Nashville or Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Some of you are in Florida. You can drive over. You can stay for a week for $399 for 6 people, 8 people, 10 people. You could divide that and pay $50 a person, $40 a person, and then pay a $99 ticket. Come and hear Melanie again. You're going to hear Louie. You're going to hear Dave Hughes. You're going to hear Gary King. You're going to hear Chris Robinette. You're going to hear Denson. You're going to hear me. You're going to hear Eva. You're going to have an incredible Orlando experience. And yeah, somebody just put in there, look, you could stay for 4 nights and then leave it empty the other 3 nights. And you could still save money. And remember, we have dozens of hotels within 5 miles of Universal. I've showed you the screenshots. I've put it in the presentations. And there's 3 nights for as low as $145 plus tax for 3 nights. $145. So if you don't have a group to go with you and you don't want to pay the $399, go book the $145. It was with tax, I think it was $209 for 3 nights in Orlando within 5 miles of Disney. And these are almost all brand new, decent hotels. Okay. So Courtyard Marriott's, DoubleTrees, stuff like that are all within almost walking distance of our venue at the Hyatt Regency and of the after party and of the pre-party. And so look, this is your opportunity to create a testimonial. Like somebody just said, be a product of the product. How can you say you're in a travel company or a travel related company if you're not taking any trips, if you're not getting out, if you haven't taken a summer vacation yet? I'm bringing my daughter. My daughter's coming. We're going to Universal. The link, by the way, is in the Facebook group. We just are sending you guys straight to Universal. Our partner with the Universal tickets and the Disney tickets, Universal has not released them yet for 1 day. We have 2-day discounts. So if you want to get a 2-day discounted pass, you can go into our app, go into member deals, but they have not started discounting the 1-day tickets yet. So when you go into the Facebook group, you'll see the link. It directs you right to the Universal Studios Epic Universe Pass page. Get your ticket for August 10th. They have been selling out, so that's a huge deal. You do not want to miss the opportunity to hang out with everybody. We're going to try to stay together as a group as much as we can, at least maybe eat together, have some drinks together, ride some rides together. So that's on August 10th. Also, the deadline to register for golf is Monday. So you have got to pay your green fee by Monday. We have to turn in our final tee time sheet by Monday. So remember, it's only $149 You can golf with some former NFL players. Also, the top leaders in Bryte Lyfe are going to be there. And so you're going to have an opportunity to hang out with all of us and golf, and we're going to pair people up with some of these NFL players. Okay, so you're going to have an incredible experience. Doesn't matter if you suck at golf, you can rent clubs. And by the way, the clubs, okay, if you don't have golf clubs, don't worry, you can rent them there. And Eva just mentioned that we are almost sold out. Remember, we're only Eva, do you want to come on really quick while I'm checking the price of the club rentals? I've got them here in my notes, and talk about the service project and let them know that we're doing one time and that we've consolidated it and we only have one or two slots left. I'm your co-host, so I'm going to mute really quick. I'm just finding the price of the golf rentals so I can give everybody.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. And Melanie, I cannot believe what just happened to us. What just happened to me is I feel like I took 3 shots of espresso. I've been running circles, just like jumping up and down, and I love reading these comments. All of it has just put me completely on fire. I can't wait to go to Orlando. I'm going to get a resort week. So if somebody needs to share a room with me, please hit me up. I had 2 members just reach out to me and say, I'm coming now. So, thank you so much, Melanie. We are so blessed, and that was absolutely amazing. And Give Life is going to be amazing. We are visiting the headquarters of one of our now favorite organizations that we've partnered with, Clean the World. And so we're going to do a lot of special things. We're going to be interviewing you, we're going to be interviewing Wes, and we're going to be creating a Give Life video for the company. And what happened is doing 2 time slots, we were not able to fill both. And so we've combined it into one, or it's not that we weren't able to fill both, but there was no reason to have us spread into 2 groups. So we've moved it to 3 p.m. only. Those of you who have registered for the 1 o'clock slot, I'm going to email you and let you know that I've already moved you over to the 3 o'clock spot. And we'll be there from 3 to 4:30. And what I need more than anything is for everybody to register for this and send me an email and let me know that you're going to be attending. You know what? I got one last night from Chandler who said he was bringing 3 people with him. That's the kind of RSVP I like. I like to see it when you're bringing friends with you to experience Give Life. So, Wes, thank you for that opportunity to share that, and can't wait to see you in Orlando.
All right, I'm going to bring you back in just a second for the drawing. So I've got the prices here really quick. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is this golf experience, like I said, this is a once in a lifetime deal. I'm not going to use the names of the players that are playing with us because we didn't pay them to use their names. They're members. So all of these gentlemen that are coming to play golf are members of Bryte Lyfe. They've all paid to join. We didn't pay them to join. We don't pay for sponsorships. We don't pay for endorsements. So just show up. Trust me, you're going to have a blast. A lot of the top leaders are already registered, have already paid their green fee. Remember, you go to brytelifegear.com to pay your $149 green fee, okay? And the deadline is Monday. I'm telling you, like, if we don't have your green fee paid by Monday, there's no exceptions. We cannot change anything. We cannot make any exceptions. So I had 2 more NFL players RSVP yesterday. So I think we're up to 5 or 6 now. So, I mean, it looks like almost everybody is going to be able to be paired up with one of our NFL players to play with them. So this is just so cool. Once in a lifetime opportunity. Just so you know, I used to play in the Michael Jordan Celebrity Invitational Golf Tournament. That cost $25,000. Okay, to go play at the Atlantis in the Michael Jordan Celebrity Golf Tournament, 25 grand. That's what it cost. Okay, so just to kind of give you an idea of what kind of experience you're getting for $149, and you can rent clubs for $59 plus tax. So you're all in for about 200 bucks. Okay, if you need golf shoes, they even rent golf shoes, $10 plus tax. And if you need to get there early and work on your swing like I will be doing, The range balls are $7 a bucket. Okay. So, and we're playing at the Magnolia course at Disney where Tiger won a PGA event. They have a sand trap that we posted in the photos that's shaped like Mickey Mouse. This is an incredible experience. Okay. So, golf is Friday morning. Tee time's 8:30. So if you're playing golf, you need to be in on Thursday night. Eva just mentioned to you, we're going from 3 to 4:30 for the service project. We want to have obviously as many of you there as possible. We're going to have videographer. We're going to have a drone there. We're going to get videos and photos of golf and of the service project, of the pre-party on Friday night at Palm Tree Club. And then, of course, an incredible event with everyone here. Every one of our speakers, but two, are having to fly at multiple international. Obviously, Melanie and Greg are coming from Canada. Louis coming from Thailand, and also Chris Robinette is coming in from Nashville. So all of these people are paying their money to come and speak to you for free for $99. And like Melanie said, $45,000 bare minimum value you're going to get. And I will give everybody a 100% money back guarantee on your ticket to Orlando. If you do not feel like you got $99 or if you got VIP for $199 for the guaranteed first two rows, if you don't feel like you've got your money back, I'll give you your cash back on the spot. All right. So it's going to be an incredible event. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a drawing to give away. And then just to one last thing that I was mentioning to you earlier, remember, book your Epic Universe tickets. The link is in the Facebook group because member deals, our partner does not have the one-day tickets yet. We thought they were going to have them a couple weeks ago. We waited and waited and waited. They're not live yet from Universal. The park has only been open a month. And so the tickets will be on there at discount for one-day rentals like all of the other parks we have, but it's just not for Epic Universe. And we wanted to go do the biggest and the best, and none of us have obviously ever been. So that's where we're going. So what we're doing is I'm giving everybody a $40 merchandise gift card in Orlando for everybody that books their tickets to come with us to Epic Universe. So you're getting a $40 gift card to spend in the Bryte Lyfe Gear shop. All you have to do is send your Universal Studios Epic Universe receipt to concierge@brytelife.com, and we will give you your $40 gift card voucher for the Bryte Lyfe site. And so for all your gear needs. So definitely get your tickets. We want you to be with us. We apologize that our vendors did not get the discounted one-day tickets up like they said they were going to. That's why we were waiting. And so we're just pushing everybody to the official Universal Studios Epic Universe page. Buy your ticket at retail through them, one-day pass for August 10th, and then send your receipt to concierge@brytelife.com, and we'll give you $40 in free gear just for supporting the event and because we couldn't get the discounts for you in time. So without further ado, I am going to turn the screen over to Eva. We are giving away 3 nights in Orlando, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and 2 tickets to the conference to one lucky member or guest right now. I know we've had a few guests hop on here today. So somebody is getting a weekend in Orlando, courtesy of Bryte Lyfe. Thank you so much for being on here today. Eva, I will turn it over to you for the drawing. Eva, we can't hear you if you're talking. So,
Oh, sorry. So sorry about that. Can you guys see the wheel?
yep, we can see the wheel. Now we can hear
Okay,
you.
this is an exciting drawing. Best of luck, everyone.
Here we go. Terry Dye. All right, Terry. Terry Dye is our winner. One of our most exciting and enthusiastic reps and members. Terry is absolutely incredible. She's a great leader. She was in Vegas. So let's see here. I'll let Terry. I'll unmute her. Terry, I made you co-host. I don't know if you're where you can share your video or not. You don't have to, but I just unmuted you so you could say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited. Thank you, Wes.
You're so lucky. I
I
tell you,
know. Oh my
I feel
goodness.
you were having such a good time in Vegas. So we're just so glad that you're here and excited to see you in Orlando. And we will get with you on Monday about your accommodations and
Thank you.
assigning your 2 tickets to the conference as well.
Thank
Because
you so much.
I think you had already purchased your tickets, so you'll have 2 tickets that
Yes.
you can assign to people on your team. So you've got two
Yes,
tickets.
absolutely. Yes.
You've got 2 tickets and 3 nights hotel accommodations in Orlando that weekend. So congratulations and thank you so
Thank
much for your
you.
support and being here today.
Thank you so much. I look forward to it. Thank you so much. I'm
It's
so
your
excited.
energy, I tell you, Terry. It's contagious.
It
So
is.
had a blast with you in Vegas and looking forward to seeing you in Orlando.
Same here. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much, Greg and Melanie Greenough. We're so excited to have you as part of Bryte Lyfe and working with us as part of our family and having your leadership. We're building a legacy company here, and we know that you're going to be a massive part of that. And so thank you again so much for pouring into everyone today. I'm excited, by the way, to see everybody who buys their Orlando tickets today because they're getting that VIP coaching session with Melanie. So remember, get this to your team. It's going to be published. It'll be up within an hour. So get this to your team so that way they can see all of what Melanie shared. We can get more people to Orlando. We also are going to be running a very special reactivation campaign because Melanie's been talking about how to get your people re-engaged and working again. And with all of the stuff we've had with the merchant accounts, we're going to be doing a very special reactivation campaign to try to reactivate some of your old members that maybe have fallen off along the way. So you're going to be hearing about that. We'll talk about it on the corporate call tomorrow night. So we will see you on the corporate call with some other very important announcements. Make sure you book your golf on brytelifegear.com. Go book your Orlando ticket, and the Orlando tickets are only on the app. They are only on the app. So just make sure you click on the fire icon for Orlando and get your tickets for the Orlando event today. Go test out Resort Weeks beta. Any feedback that you have on anything app related or taking payments, we think we've worked out all the kinks and the merchant account issues. So everybody should be able to reactivate their membership that needed to or that needed to change their payment information. All of those bugs have been worked out. We don't have any open support ticket items right now. All of those things have been getting resolved. So if you see anything or need any help, open a support ticket. Always do a screenshot. And we will see everybody tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, brytelifenews.com with some more exciting announcements talking about our reactivation campaign. We're also going to be talking about our Atlantis trip that's coming up and how that's all going to work with the payment plans and a lot of things that we have set up. So we will see everyone tomorrow night. Thank you everyone for being here. Have a great weekend. And for those of you that didn't see, I'm having a pool party at my house tomorrow for all of you in DFW or within drive of DFW. The details are in the Facebook group. So hope to see everybody tomorrow. End of summer kind of pool party celebration tomorrow afternoon after church. Have a great weekend, guys. God bless.